James Comey wants us to believe, and we have this photo here, that he saw a cool, these are his words, cool shell formation on my beach walk. And the cool shell formation, according to the person who used to be in charge of the FBI, shows shells in the shape of 8647. 86 is common restaurant lingo, of course, for denying service to somebody. But after about 30 seconds of Googling, you can see that a good chunk of people all around the world also associate 86 with meaning to kill somebody. An old mob saying, basically, you take somebody 8 miles outside of town and then you put them 6 feet in the ground.
The former FBI Director James Comey, who is a complete criminal, right? Despite, I can sit here all day and tell you all the things all the crimes he's unwittingly admitted to on camera. But here, we'll just skip that. I'll save it for the end, by the way. But he tweeted this out, 8647. So that means kill the president. So Trump is number 47. And by the way, this isn't the first time they've done this, right? The other people have done it when he was 45. They would have his little secret. I'll show you that in a second too. But that's a death threat, even if it's one from the 30s, from 1930s. That's a death. 86.
23 skidoo.
That's right. So he tweets that out, and he pretends the caption was, "Hey, isn't this an interesting seashell configuration?" He's pretending that just was a sea. So he did that, took a picture, and tweeted it out. Kill the president. Tulsi Gabbard.
Get rid of him. I mean, 86 just means throw something out, doesn't it?
Well, bouncers used to use that when I used to hang
86.
out. When I used to hang out in bars when I was a young man, they would say 86 this guy, which means throw this guy out of here. But it also means to kill.
Oh,
it does. Well. And so here's what Tulsi Gabbard, the head of DNI, Director of National Intelligence, here's what she says. Get a load of this.
Come after him because he wants to be a political martyr. He wants to be set up so he can say, oh, look, we were right. Donald Trump is a dictator. They're coming after me. They're arresting me. They're interrogating me. I was just using my free speech.
You know, whatever his intent, I will tell you that there is a guy in Georgia who is issuing threats on my life about a month ago, and he's in jail today. He has been indicted with a crime, as he should have been, and he is in jail as we speak. So whatever James Comey intent, he and people like him need to be held to account according to the law, which is something that he claims to have given his life for and stands by the rule of law. Fantastic. The rule of law says people like him who issue direct threats against the President of the United States, essentially issuing a call to assassinate him, must be held accountable under the law.
Do you believe Comey should be in jail?
I do.
Whoa!
Any other person with the position of influence that he has, people who take very seriously what a guy of his stature, his experience, and what the propaganda media has built him up to be, I'm very concerned for the president's life. We've already seen assassination attempts. I'm very concerned for his life. And James Comey, in my view, should be held accountable and put behind bars for this.
Director Gabbard, thank you so much.
So now if you think that she's over the top and she's stretching and so she can find a way to make this worse than it is, like, oh, she's exaggerating. He's not inciting anything. Well, guess who made the opposite? First of all, here she goes. James Comey just isn't a call to action to murder the president. As former FBI director and as someone who spent most of his career prosecuting mobsters and gangsters, he knew exactly what he was doing. And he must be held accountable under the full force of the law. And by the way, viral joke maker who joked about Hillary Clinton sentenced to 7 months in prison for election interference. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? And so if you think that's, oh, you're exaggerating, it's over the top, the guy who was going to tell you that it's not, and that people in powerful positions should watch their words carefully and watch what they're saying, James Comey. So this is a guy indicting himself. So this is the former James Comey telling you what the current James Comey is doing is horrible. Watch.
The FBI is fighting a fire of racist violence. And with words like that, the president is using a fire hose to spray gasoline on that fire. spraying gasoline with a fire hose. It creates a dangerous blaze for all of us, not just people of color, but for every community in America that has these thugs and criminals have a presence there ought to worry about this. And the president of the United States should be charged with tamping it down, not letting it free.
Was that because Trump said Kung flu? Is that what that was?
I don't remember what it was, but it sounds like it. But that's him saying that people in powerful positions can't just. So there he is. And by the way, this isn't the first time this has happened. This is Comey, Big Fish tweets out, Comey not the first one to do this. Whitmer did it and faced severe backlash. He knew exactly what it implied. There it is, 86-45.
Why would he suddenly do that now?
Well, that's a good question. When Trump fired Comey, just remember this. I'm going to answer your question in a second.
Yeah.
Here.
It's very
Here.
I don't.
The craziest part about this whole Comey thing is the timing. This happened while Trump is securing peace deals in the Middle East and negotiating an end to the war in Ukraine. This is not a coincidence. The deep state does not want Trump to bring world peace because when he does, not only are their money laundering operations shut down, but Trump will have the overwhelming approval of the American people. Trump will have near unlimited political ammunition. Trump will have the optics to do whatever he wants. Once Trump ends these conflicts, deep state actors like Comey are one step closer to being locked up, and Comey knows it. Flashback to the infamous first handshake between Trump and Comey in 2017. Comey has been running for his life ever since this moment. Comey knows this, and he's guilty of treason. He is guilty of treason for sure. But here, Mays tweets out, when Trump fired Comey, keep this in mind, when Trump fired Comey, John Kelly was so upset about it that he was going to quit. John Kelly, who's that guy who, well, I'll tell you who he is. Comey convinced Kelly to stay on. What happened next? Kelly was the guy who came up with that Trump said suckers, that soldiers were suckers and losers. That was a hoax. That didn't happen. But Kelly was the guy who came up with that. And then
Trump didn't say that, but your own government treated you like that the entire time. If you've ever served in the military.
That's right. That's right. Like
that's what your government does think of you, just so you know. But Trump didn't say that.
And then he came up in 2024. Kelly was the same guy who said Trump loved Hitler. That was also a hoax.
Who was that guy again?
General Kelly, right?
Oh God, that's all the New World Order people.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
And then the who was the general that Milley or Milley?
Oh, that sack of God.
General Milley, who disobeyed Trump's order to pull the troops out of Syria and lied to the and then he's the guy. Milley is the guy who committed treason by contacting China behind the president's back. Trump, remember that?
Well, bankers are the real heroes.
And now he gets millions and millions of dollars sitting on a board at Wall Street. He gets hired to give speeches to Wall Street for millions of dollars where he tells bankers that they're the real heroes, not the soldiers, but they're the real heroes. The bankers are, because they're paying him millions and millions of dollars. Okay. Let me look up this for a second. Yeah. John Francis Kelly is an American former political advisor and retired U.S. Marine Corps general who was the White House chief of staff. Yeah, that's him.
I see a picture of him.
So just keep that in mind. And so here, and if you think that Comey doesn't know what he's saying, well, let's look here. Is that Ducey? Is that what's
yeah,
this
that's
guy?
a young Ducey.
Let's watch what he says.
This very serious topic is that James Comey wants us to believe, and we have this photo here, that he saw a cool, these are his words, cool shell formation on my beach walk. And the cool shell formation, according to the person who used to be in charge of the FBI, shows shells in the shape of 86-47. 86 is common restaurant lingo, of course, for denying service to somebody. But after about 30 seconds of Googling, you can see that a good chunk of people all around the world also associate 86 with meaning to kill somebody. An old mob saying, basically, you take somebody 8 miles outside of town and then you put them 6 feet in the ground. James Comey.
So that's where 86 comes from. Take him 8 miles out of town, put him 6 feet under. 86 him.
This term first, and then the restaurants used it?
I think so.
Why would a restaurant say it? I bet it was Mafia first.
Yeah, that's right.
Again, a guy who has prosecuted mobsters apparently had no idea that this was a thing. He deleted the original post with the cool shell formation, and he writes, I posted a picture earlier of some shells I saw today on a beach walk, which I assumed were a political message. I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, and I took the post down.
Yeah.
That's not enough for Donald Trump Jr. He says, just James Comey casually calling for my dad to be murdered. This is who the Dem media worships. Demented. And Kash Patel, as we were coming to air, the new FBI director, one of Comey's successors, is saying that he is in touch with the Secret Service, and they are going to be sending Secret Service agents to talk to.
So they're investigating Comey over this. I would love to see Comey get put in jail.
Why aren't they investigating him over the other things
Right.
that, such as him his scumbag daughter covering up the Diddy thing like she did the Epstein thing? That's right. Kash Patel's in on it.
So
that's right, Pat Bondi.
Why aren't they investigating him for his participation in lying to the FISA court? His participation to get a tap on Trump's phone, him lying about Russiagate, his participation in all that stuff to frame the president as a treasonous president. Why? Where? I mean, and I'm sure there's a million. How about the Fedsurrection, January 6th? Oh, he wasn't the FBI guy then. I'm sure if you just pull up the rug and you're going to see him find a million crimes that James Comey has committed, nonstop.
Well, it'll implicate a lot of other people. Because don't forget Robert Mueller.
Right. That's right.
And I couldn't believe when I saw this, but the biggest CP bust ever in California history was Isaac Asimov, the author. His son ran a network of CP.
What's CP?
I'm not supposed to say it on YouTube, but child.
Okay, child videos. Got you.
And which is a fun fact about Isaac Asimov's kid. He was a prolific. He filmed it. It was the biggest ever found in the country. Okay, so he was supposed to get. He got arrested, and then they're supposed to do an investigation into this network, and they didn't give him bad charges because supposedly the feds were going to come in with a worst charge. So that's why the state wasn't prosecuting it, and the AG, whose name was Robert Mueller, did not do anything. And the next thing you know, he's head of the FBI. His very next job was head of the FBI after that. I mean, I'm not saying they're connected, but
Hey, have you ever tried getting ivermectin, methylene blue, or mebendazole from your regular doctor? Good luck. Most won't even talk about it. But the truth is, you shouldn't have to beg for these medicines that you want. And you shouldn't have to wait for permission to take care of your own health. I'm telling you, don't wait till you're sick. Be prepared, because when things go south, it's not the hospital that's going to save you. It's what you've already got at home. That's why I'm telling people about All Family Pharmacy. They're redefining what healthcare should be, helping you stay stocked with both essentials and everyday meds, no hassle. You order online. A licensed doctor reviews your order, writes the prescription, and boom, your meds shipped straight to your door, no hassle. They've got ivermectin, methylene blue, mebendazole, plus over 200 medications, including antibiotics, emergency kits, and your daily prescriptions. It's not just a pharmacy. It's the backup plan every family needs. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/door right now. Stock up. Be ready. That's allfamilypharmacy.com/door and use the code DOOR10 and get 10% off your order today. Come see us live in Los Angeles, Buffalo, Toledo, Montreal, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, London, Liverpool, Birmingham. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.